Hello there. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about this camera, which is the Lubitel 2. It's a medium format, plastic slash metal TLR. So it's got the waist level viewfinder, which brings out like that, and then you can see through the lens for a viewing lens, and then the actual photo is taken on this lens here. So it's very small, it's also very light as well, so you can pretty much put it in your bag and you won't really feel it. You load the film by taking the back off like that. You've got a take-up spool here, which I will move over to down here when I want to put a new film in. I've only shot one roll of film in this, and that's mainly because medium format film is quite expensive, and you only get 12 frames as well, so you've got to be really careful. I bought this camera for that challenge. I wanted the challenge of only being able to take 12 photos, so making sure that they're really composed, and used a tripod and made sure that was a good frame look, and before I press the shutter button basically. So look through the viewfinder. To take a photo, you cock the shutter, so you pull this down like that, and then you press this and it takes the photo. There you go. In terms of aperture and shutter speeds, it goes from f4.5 to f22, so judge that as you will. And in terms of shutter speeds, you've got a 15th of a second to 1/250th of a second, and you've also got bulb mode as well. So you've got a range there, and we'll talk about that a bit more. So it's the lowest aperture is f4.5, and when I was shooting this, I did have some trouble with making sure that I was actually being able to take a photo that I could take without it being blurred. So handheld, you're not really going to get good photos with 1/15th, 1/30th, so you've got to really be pushing it at 1/250th, and that means you've got to have a really open aperture. So you want to be going shorter than 4.5, but you can't, because you can't on this camera. So that proved a bit of a problem for me. I'll put some pictures up now of the pictures I took. This was in Abu Dhabi and Barmouth of North Wales on a recent trip, and you can kind of get an idea of the quality, which it definitely gave unique photos, but I wouldn't say they were impressive or outstanding. Maybe this is my fault, but I'm not sure. So to do a shutter release, you screw it in there, and then you've got the movement of where it is using the protruding on this ring here, protruding bits of metal on this ring. You can also have a timer as well, but I never touched that. That's really it really. There's not that many settings. You got the film back where you load the film, and you got the viewfinder. I'd never really had a TLR, so this was like primarily why I bought this camera. It cost me £15 on eBay, and I'm currently selling it now, so that's why I'm making a video on it. And the reason I'm selling it is just because I don't really see how I'm going to use this in the future, like in the next month or the next 2 months. I can only see myself using it maybe twice a year, so I don't see it as a very economical camera. It's also, it looks nice. It looks nice. It looks fancy. People ask questions about it, but yeah, you can't really be discreet about it, and you can't really get the best photos. I would say this camera is great if you are a beginner to medium format and you want to get into it, because some medium format cameras are expensive and they're probably the ones that you know about it, like the Pentax 6.7 or the 645 models, or the Diana F. Diana F probably about £40. Same with like the Holger. So this is really kind of a cheap way to get into medium format, but then you've got to pay for the film, which is about £8 a roll or something ridiculous like that. So I think I'm going to be sticking to 30. Okay, so the memory card was full, so I just had to change it over. But let's discuss the focusing system. So you've got this viewfinder in there, obviously pointing at the ceiling at the moment. There's my hand. See that little circle in there? You use the viewing lens and you turn the viewing lens for the distance. The viewing lens has got distances on in, I think it might be meters. Yeah, it's in meters because this is a Russian camera. And you wait for the circle to look, the picture to look as clear as possible in the circle, and that's how you know you're in focus. Now this is very, very difficult to see. You get a magnifying glass as well, but it doesn't really help I think that did actually help, but it is very, very difficult to see this. So I normally just set for photos which are on infinity, because then I knew that they were going to be in focus. And this did limit what I was shooting a bit. So that's the focusing system. I mean, yeah, I only shot shots that I knew were going to be in focus, so I can't really say whether it worked because I didn't really want to risk it because I couldn't really focus. Additionally, the winding mechanism, it's self-winding. You can go on forever, or you can forget to wind. So you might end up with dual exposures, which you weren't planning for. Additionally, on the positive side, if you do like double exposures, then this camera is great for that, because you don't have to do any fiddling. You can literally just do a double exposure. So let's cover some good things, some bad things about this camera. Good things is it's a cheap way to get into medium format, and I would recommend it if you've never shot medium format before. Additionally, the waist level viewfinder was fun to shoot with. It was different shooting at an angle which I'd never shot before. It was also a good experience to use a tripod. Now, this tripod mount is not the common one. Let me try and remember. It's something like 2/3 goes to a quarter or something like that. So this is 2/3 and you need it to go to a quarter. So I bought an adapter, which I no longer need, so whoever's buying this off me on eBay can have that as well. So that was good to be forced to use a tripod. It could also be a negative because you might want to be shooting handheld. And I was forced to use a tripod because of the f-stops that were on the camera. So f4.5 for me really doesn't stand out as a good lens. It's just not going to give that depth of field or the bokeh that you're after. But then again, that's different to the photography that I've been used to before, and it forced me to think in new ways. This camera's great for that kind of taking it back to basics and forcing you to think in a new way, or to think in a way which you're less comfortable with. Same with the shutter speeds as well. It's got no light meter, so you have to download the light meter app on your phone or buy a light meter, which I just recommend getting on your phone because it's free. So additionally, the film, it's plastic, so it's prone to light leaks, so just put some black tape all around it. It's also got a film like viewer, so you can view what frame you're on. I would say probably put some black tape over that as well. So yeah, would I recommend this camera? Yes, if you've never shot medium format before. If you're looking for a good medium format camera, then no, you should probably invest in something that's about £100 maybe. I think I saw a Seagull one. I think it was called a Seagull or a Gull or something like that. That one's meant to be really good. And also there was a plastic blue one for about £100, and that could do 35mm and medium format, and it was something about a bird again. That looked like a really good one, and if I was going into medium format further, I would probably recommend one of those kind of cameras. But if you've never shot medium format before, definitely recommend picking this camera up and see what you can get some different results from maybe the 35mm, which is quite a safe call. So thank you for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed the video, and I hope that you can have fun shooting medium format.